All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem and Kakadash. That's all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem meaning in the name, Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. I also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, preaching His word in truth and sincerity. My brother Tazabah in Great Millstone, Arizona Camp, Lord will, with another video to edify. And then, we're in the last days, man. We can see these things are happening, right? The Lord said, what? The gospel of the kingdom shall be preached into all the world, and then shall the end come. So we're seeing the things that the Lord spoke about, right? And being faithful servants. The Lord said, what? Let me get this. Well, Yahushua said himself. This is Matthew 26:41. It says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. And what are we to watch for? The prophecies, right? That was the most important thing to watch for. You look right there in the verse above, it says, what could you not watch with me 1 hour? Right? So you always got to have your eyes open to prophecies. You always have to have your eyes open to the current events that are happening, because they tell you the time you're in. All right? Remember, the Lord's coming as a thief in the night. So unless you're diligently having your eyes open to these things, you can be caught off guard, and you don't want to be caught off guard. So this is from RT. It says, who will blink first? ? Is nuclear war between Russia and the U.S. possible? It says, discussion about strengthening nuclear arms control have been ongoing for decades, but have recently receded into the background, with leading powers now hurling direct threats at each other, despite the obvious catastrophic consequences of nuclear war, in which world leaders have repeatedly noted that there would be no winners. Moscow and Washington continue to warn that they are ready to use their arsenals in extreme circumstances, right? And it's because Ezekiel the 38th chapter tells you what? The Lord was going to put hooks into their jaws. And the Lord has a purpose determined for America to burn this place off the face of the earth. Right? As is written, let me get it. Amos 9. And 8. Behold, the eyes of Yahweh power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said Yahweh. So the Lord's eyes is upon America, man. This is the most sinful place. Where else do they have a place called Sin City, right? Where's this whole LGBTQ, all that agenda going out from? It's through America, man. All these nations take suit after America, and the wickedness is spread so far that that now nations are tired of Esau being over there. You know, you're seeing the grass of Esau upon the face of the whole earth, right? This place has made the nations drunk. So now the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and America's at indeed that sinful kingdom, man. It's one thing after another, right? It's a Habakkuk. Habakkuk 2 and 5 says, Habakkuk 2 and 1. Salakia. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I reprove. And Yahweh answered and said, write the vision. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And these things aren't tarrying anymore. Right? So this is just one article. Let's go to the next one, man. All right. It says U.S. troops deployed near Russian border. Estonia Defense Ministry has announced the arrival of an American infantry company as part of the NATO's presence. As part of NATO's presence in the country. A United States infantry company arrived in Estonia this week as part of NATO's effort to bolster the military bloc's eastern border with Russia and the Baltic country's defense ministry has revealed. A statement published on the ministry's website on Friday said that U.S. service members are stationed at our base in the town of Boru, some 20 kilometers from the Russian border. Right, 20 kilometers ain't that far, right? Commenting on the U.S. service members' arrival, Colonel Matti Tikkapu, that's a terrible name, the commander of the 2nd Infantry Brigade of the Estonian Defense Forces, said he expects to be able to integrate our allies on our brigade level and gain an additional maneuver unit. Right, so this is what's happening. Now they're moving them closer to the border, and you know Russia's taking a look at all these things. This is stuff is cooking up to have an extremely serious turnout, man. We're in the times of war, right? It tells you that in Ecclesiastes. Let's get that, man. Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Right? So everything, there's a season and a time. Right? So when you go into the scriptures, you figure out a lot of the things that this world tries to push out, there's a time that the Lord has specified for that. And you're seeing that we're in a time of war. Right? It says a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. And we're in the time of mourning, right? People's, like the scriptures say, the love of many is waxing cold, right? Pretty soon this devil's going to start pushing the C-hip, right? You're going to have to get the Frito-Lay under your skin just for you to sit here and be able to buy and sell. And you know, for those that don't know, there is a small micro, right, potato chip, right? We got to use code words because they'll actually, the algorithm will pick it up and take the shit down. But they're going to put technology under the skin, and their goal is to merge, you know, humanity with machine. That is their entire goal, right? Because through that, Esau is going to set up his Godhead, right? So this is the times we're in, man. This is a time of great mourning, famine, everything's going to kick off, bro. It says, verse 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. People are refraining from embracing now, right? When you got everybody going poor, you think you're going to sit here and invite everybody into your house, have all these parties and let everybody see what you have? No, you're going to lock the doors. You're going to batten down. We're not in a time to embrace, right? It says a time to get and a time to loose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, right? And for now, we're in the time to speak, but there's going to be a day where the Lord is going to sit here and bring out the famine of the word, and that's the time to keep silence, right? It says a time to love and a time to hate. Right? Are we in the time to love? Yo, that shit's gone, man. Women don't care for men no more. Right? They just use niggas as dildos, man. As animated dildos, and they go about their business. Right? Right? Men don't give a fuck about women no more. That's for damn sure. The red pill community, that mindset, which ain't nothing wrong with it, man. That thing is growing though. Right? You know, you got so many. I just saw an article where a father killed his 4 children, right, to get back at his ex for breaking up with him. Right? That don't sound like love, bro. It says a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. And we're not in a time of peace, man. We're in a time of war. You're seeing it. You're seeing these things escalate. You're seeing it escalate, right? And the elders and apostles have preached and taught about this, and we've been put up on the game through the Spirit of the Lord, through the men that He sent, right? Telling us about these prophecies. This is Ezekiel 33 and 33. It says, and when this come to pass, lo, it will come. And what are the things that are coming to pass? The prophecies. Right? So now they can't no longer sit here and say brothers are crazy. We don't know what we're talking about. Those things can never happen, because they're happening. Right? Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. So when these things start going out in fullness, right? When martial law starts kicking off, especially when these devils start sitting here setting up chipping stations, right? With the threat of you're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to sit here and get anything medicines or goods or anything. They're going to set those things up. And at that point, people are going to realize, hey, those men in Great Millstone were telling the truth, right? When these devils monitoring your streets, like the scriptures tell you, a leper shall watch over your cities. That leper is a representation for Alexander the Great, which he was a military power, right? So when the lepers start watching over the city, it's really talking about these militaries, man, right? And if you know anything about the animal kingdom, leopards, bro, you will never see them by the time they attack. They hide out, they wait, and they pounce with great strength. And leopards have the strongest bite force in the world, man. Right? They jump out of the forest between branches and everything. Their eyes blend in with light shadows and everything from the sun through the branches. You'll never know until they jump and pounce. There's even videos you can see where they'll take up a 400-pound, 300-pound, 200-pound alligator out of the swamp and break the alligator's neck, even through the hide. So this is how this devil's gonna run. He's gonna sit here and be like a leopard over the cities, man. He's gonna, hey, as soon as he sees an opportunity, he's gonna strike. It's gonna be with all out power, right? So this is in the prophecies, and when these things start coming to pass, people are gonna sit here and be like, damn, they were telling the truth. They were absolutely telling us these things were gonna happen, and we're absolutely telling you these things are gonna happen because they're written. Right? Let's get some more precepts, man. This is Isaiah 14 and 25. Let's get that. It's Isaiah 14 and 25. It says, start at 24. It says, Yahweh of hosts has sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, right? And the Lord thought to bring these things together. It was the Lord's determination, right? And we're going to get the precept to gather the nations, right? So this whole conflict and everything cooking up, the Lord's the one in the midst of that. Scriptures tell you that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and He turneth it so whatsoever He will. You saw in the article that they sat there and said, and they know that if there was a nuclear conflict, there would be no winners. So these nations know this, and they're still in the mindset of, oh, well, I still got to be ready for it. And they're sitting there putting out the threats because this is the Lord's plan, right? This place will be burnt off the face of the earth. America will be fully gone. The scriptures even talk about this is going to be a no man shall ever be able to dwell here again. Scriptures talk about this will only be a place for doleful creatures and evil spirits, right? Desert-like creatures are the only things that are going to be able to survive here by the time the Lord is done. Right? This is what the Lord's cooking up. And if you look at America and how bad it's getting, this is the only option is for fire just to sweep through this land. And it's going to come through them ICBM missiles, man. The Lord said he created the smith to blow the coals in fire. So these smiths, these modern day smiths, have helped create these weapons. And it was all for the working of the Lord, man. Right? So Isaiah 14 and 24 again, it says, Yahweh of hosts has sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have proposed, so shall it stand, that I will break the Assyrian in my land. Right? And who is this modern day Assyrian? Right? When you really go back in the history of the Assyrians, they were proud, boasted up, right? They were that major military might in the world, and America models that, right? The Syrians were known for the captivity of Israel. America's known for the captivity of Israel, right? The Syrians' main conquering was, well, they really did get the whole nation, but the Northern Kingdom, so-called Latinos and Native Americans, right? They really got the work from the Assyrians, man. The Assyrians were a cruel, very harsh empire, just like America, right? So, and I will break the Assyrian in my land, and in my mount, and upon my mountain tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders. And that's what the Lord's getting ready to do. He's getting ready to break America down, just like he did to the old Syrians, right? And break the yoke off of us, man. Meaning he's going to take us out of this captivity, right? So when the Lord comes and destroys this place, it's going to remove this captivity from us. And this is what we need. This is what we need, man. Because to grow up in this place, to have kids in this place, is the worst possible option, right? Worst possible option. And if this is how wicked the people are now, imagine another generation or two. This would literally be the same world where the Lord had to sit here and drown the entire world and only save those 8 souls. And this is the time in that we're now, man. The Lord is only going to get that remnant out of here. So verse 26, it says, this is the purpose that I proposed upon the whole earth. And this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. For Yahweh of hosts hath proposed, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? You see, so the Lord made these things come to pass, and he's going to ensure that they actually be done in their fullness. Destruction, everything, all of it has to happen. Zephaniah 3. Probably ended on this one, man. Zephaniah 3. Zephaniah 3 and 8 says, therefore wait ye upon me, said Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations. So it was the Lord's plan. It was his purpose to gather these nations, right? That I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth, right? So all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right. So the Lord's plan is to burn up, a lot of the lands, man. We'll see exactly, how much of the other nations and everything are going to be burnt up. But we know that the land of Israel has to catch fire. It's too polluted for us to go into the land, right? The land of America is going to be fully destroyed because this is Babylon the Great. All right. And other parts of the world, man. So we'll see exactly how much, but hey, the Lord said war is going to be everywhere. The Lord said He's going to turn the Egyptian against the Egyptian. That means, the American citizen. It's no longer going to be we're all Americans. It's going to be cutthroat. This is what the Lord's preparing, man. All right. So Lord willing is edifying. Let's say, call Allah, Yahweh, Shem, Shai, Bashem, Shalom.